it out. That means fnatic are definitely going to be live straight into the round here. Nice headshot from MSL to take down JW, and he's going to fall back and just wait for backup. This is smart play here from the Danish captain. They've got plenty of time. That smoke's going to evaporate, and Config's trying to guess the angle. Golden, they need a refrag, and that's a strong kill. It's captain versus captain here.
MSL still in CT on his own, delivering a second headshot in quick succession. Even Crimson Golden alone for fnatic, getting kills themselves. 2 versus 2 now. MSL on the site, dropping a smoke. He can run distraction, try and defuse with cajunb in connector, doing his best to cover. And it may just work out for him. He's got the kit, and there it is. Just in time, the defuse comes in. North, off to a good start.
That's a spectacular way to play a round, and you normally don't really look for MSL to be the top fragger in a round or really in any game, but every once in a while he has one of those standout games. Dan did say he thinks that this is being sort of an MSL map, that he's got it locked down. You get 3 headshots like that, you feel like you're supposed to win the round. And Golden on the other side getting 4.
Yeah, that is going to be frustrating, but a good start for Golden considering his long journey to get here. So we'll see if that can improve and continue. As this continues, kajunb and AZ headed towards the middle area. Quick on their feet, they've got the guns, they've got the rifles and the SMGs, and they've lost a player immediately. That gun will be in no man's land, but you can see AZ taking desperate measures to try and escape his situation, exposing the window. Valde taken down as well. This is not a good start for North.
Finally, they get that early purchased AK-47 away from Flusher, but you're right, this is absolutely a disaster. JW's already over on the other side. There's only MSL and AZ who are lingering around here. They don't have anything that they can buy time with. They can't put any on smokes or molotovs or anything like that. They also don't have a defuse kit. This is the beginning of a very bad start here for the North team. MSL has to pick up 1 kill and stay alive. He's got to get that or a double. Just hiding in the corner. Plenty of time left, and now they're going to come right in, and MSL going to pick up the one on Golden, trying to get back inside that corner. He does hit the shot, and they've got so much damage on them. It will be North picking up the round just barely, but you could tell the Danish team weren't ready for that. They thought, well, this is going to be an easy fight in middle.
Yes, that was surprisingly difficult, and it was fortunate for MSL that he managed to look to sandwich at the right time, because when you're hiding in that ninja position, the first place the T's can see you from is when they get to sandwich. You'll see your leg before you'll see them, so obviously he's going to have the presence of mind for that, and keep an eye out on things as well. So an expensive round for North, but the clean sheet remains, and now fnatic get the AKs out on the 3rd round. Again, had one early on, but they've got a good buy on this one regardless, and the CT's trying to peek early. kajunb should have time to escape. Dropping the smoke, though, that will leave him exposed, but he won't take any damage. The numbers are coming, but can they get any trades? They're looking good right now for the T's, and that's the round over there. Anders, hello.
It's all right. I appreciate that. Listen, they all ran into the most confined space on the whole map and got bombarded from every angle. All the bullets, all the grenades landed in that tiny chamber. It was like a kill box. I've never seen anything that awful.
I think that's the fastest full buy round I've seen on Mirage.
Yeah, that was so quick.
It's pretty non-stop.
But, I mean, you were right, though, because that all came down to whether or not Cajun got caught. And he was close. Like, as soon as you pull out those grenades, you know there's always going to be a chance. So, 4th round coming up here, and then fnatic are back to, well, almost nothing.
Yeah, and this might be crisis averted for North, considering the earlier round, which was a bit hairy. Speaking of hair, kajunb going to move out of that middle area now. fnatic 2 above, 2 below. They can try to get close quarters. Some of these pistols, though. Oh, wait, it's the old patch, isn't it? So the P250 is still still pretty good.
Yeah, but it's good that you point that out, because that's worth thinking about exactly what that will do. The Glock seems very powerful now compared to what it was. Crims looking for a deagle shot. The whole team is going to come and hunt him down, and eventually North will pick up the rounds. That's 4 in a row for fnatic. What would you like to see now out of the Swedish side? Because it's been a bit of a bumpy start. It's not like they haven't been close to winning some of these rounds, but now I think they need a sure win here.
Yes, this is their first max buy. They did take a gamble buy earlier with a rifle, so they were limited in the previous round, and they went for a fast strategy with the whole team. You used to see FaZe and Kishima into that position, but it's not often you see the whole team pretty much running in there. So I think they'll go to a more default strategy and a bit less risk taken early on, try and get some map control, and then as JW said, they like to change things up. You might have heard something from the Danish camp.
Yeah, MSL was talking a bit in the pregame about that smoke that just went up at top mid, which is so standard for the T side, but MSL seems to use that almost as sort of an indication about what Fnatic are doing and saying whenever they put that down, it's just for the default play. And Config was expecting that default play does involve someone from the T side taking underpass. That's what you were saying as well. They're going to go for a more sort of default, a little bit more defensive setup. That's what Fnatic have done so far. It's just not working out because actually North are being very aggressive, catching them off. Maybe because they saw what's coming. It's hard to say, but it feels like right now they're on top of it.
Indeed, the CT side imposing their will, not allowing the Ts to have as much freedom as they may expect. That's a very aggressive pick with the sniper through the apartments, and that leaves Fnatic in a horrible place where it might be about damage or maybe not. Still just under a minute on the clock here, and Golden makes the odds a little bit better for Fnatic. Still at a man disadvantage, but with Lekro collecting the bomb, they've got time to put some work in here.
That ladder room that Golden is in is so powerful. Virtus Pro on this map used to have whole tactics that just involved getting someone like Taz into this room, and then that's when the round sort of started for them. Because once you have someone here, you can really pivot the whole strategy around. It's a bit more difficult when you've got 2 players left, but it's looking interesting.
cajunB has just repositioned into the market area. They are aware they have no vision of mid, no vision of short because MSL was deep, so they can't see Golden passing. So he's gone to a safe place. He can't wait for his teammates to come in for the retake. You see MSL now rushing into that middle area, so cajunB's heard him jump out of the window. But what can North do about this situation?
It's a beautiful round right now for Fnatic. Golden going for the headshot as well. That's a 3rd kill for him. And this is slipped North. This is a must-win round. You can never lose this. You get all the entry frags, 3 of them in fact, and now you're down into a 2-on-2. Lekro hiding behind the bench, and North trying for the retake here. It's going to be Valde going down last. Lekro with the last 2 kills, and Fnatic win an impossible round.
Yeah, that's some great trading. Very quick trading from Fnatic in the B bomb site. Again, looked really, really bad, but they managed to eke that one out. And again, that's good. I mean, JW said Golden has free reign, but when you start to get frustrated, I do wonder how long that reign will last, especially when you have such, people of his stature on the team, JW, Flusher, and so on. But that's the first round in the bag for Fnatic. That's big damage to the North economy. You could see some limitation in the grenades on the CT side now, so this is a big round for Fnatic to win.
Yeah, it certainly helps when individually he's playing this well. That's gotta give him a bit of boost of energy too. First round is done now. He's playing very close to that connector, and he's got to get careful. He's not sandwiched in. That's a great peek with Cajun as well, picking up a kill all the way on the other side on Crims. Now, again, North, now just have to play defensive. Surely that last round was a huge reminder that if you don't, you're just not going to have a good time against this Fnatic team.
I'm really interested in this this aggression from North because it's not something you've always seen from them in the past. As well as that, MSL is going for a push now to get some information, and cajunB is rotating the AWP, often seen towards the B bomb site. Now he's deep in CT, where MSL was in the pistol round. So North being very active, and there is some gambling being taken here. You can see cajunB focusing on 2 places at the same time. Not particularly ideal, but that's a great punish on the crouch pick from JW. And again, MSL on the flank now jumping into position. This is not looking good for Fnatic. But perhaps Flusher has heard him. Flusher, though, his elbow spotted by MSL, still alive after being tagged. Very awkward for Fnatic.
Yeah, they've almost run out of time here. 35 seconds, and Lekro have to be some real heroics to bail out Flusher, who's got the bomb over by that ramp. Lekro crouching in, takes the fight with Config. Not a bad start, but again, time has almost run out here. 20 seconds. Valde and Cajun both at CT spawn, and Valde coming in at a good time. This time they take a bit of initiative, and Lekro goes down. Now it's Flusher in a 1 versus 2. He used to be so good at clutching, and maybe he still is. 10 seconds here.
Just 10 seconds, and is he going to be able to plant the bomb? Oh, are you serious, Flusher? Down to the 1 versus 1. cajunB rushing in, going for the kill, but a pistol will prevail. That was getting pretty damn crazy. Don't win the round, Fnatic, but they have done colossal damage to the economy of North.
That's madness. That's 2 rounds in a row where North get the opening they want. They get all the kills. All they have to do is relax and play it safe, and they almost lose the round. I mean, last time they did. So, bit interesting. But the bad news for Fnatic is they just don't have the economy to follow this up all that well.
Yeah, but they have a decision to make here, and they have made it. They have decimated the economy of North. We've got 3 UMPs on deck. They've only got 1 person that's lacking a helmet, North, which is a very smart decision because they've maybe expected the force buy here from Fnatic. So far, so good for the Swedes. Grenades flying through the air. Early pick for them. That isn't a weapon they can necessarily retrieve. However, 5 versus 4. better than 5 versus 5.
It's basic math for you, James. I like it. Do have 3 UMPs picked up on the north side, so they sort of saw this save coming in, but there is armor on the other side, so got to be a bit careful at least that you don't give up too much here. JW took a bullet to the head and is back into a 4-on-4, and again, this forward positioning from north is making life really hard for fnatic. They've got to find a way to change that. It's a good refrag there for flusha. Config in place, misses the first chance. Second as well is going to miss. Crims is taking a kill on MSL. Oh god, what are they doing on the north side?
Yeah, this is a really bad situation for the CTs. AZ trying to get into jungle as fast as possible, but he's not sure if he can even commit to that area. Perhaps hearing Crims, who's by the connector stairs. But Config will make his way in. So maybe they just chose to send AZ towards CT instead. And Config may end up with a longer range. Config can be the initial aggressor on the cross, and AZ can try and clear up, but AZ's moving forward now, so gambles have to be taken here by North, only good for the 1 kill. And now Config, does he try to save the AWP? That's the bomb down to 30 seconds, it has to be retrieved. Awkward for him to try and trade from this situation. 1 versus 2, but a ding-dong, double dink from Lekro will finish off the job, collects an AWP to the victor, the spoils.
Second round for the Swedish team. I don't know how this keeps happening. They have all the chances. This could have been 7-0 right now in favor of North. Instead, they've given fnatic away back in. Now they've got the rifles on the Swedish side, and North are the one saving, or at least down a C-set 75s and a 5-7 here. This is not what I was expecting out of a team like North. Yeah,
fnatic put them in a very compromising situation economy-wise, and it's paid off for the Swedes. And North will go for the force buy and try to stop fnatic building their own economy. So another important round very early on here in Atlanta.
You could tell that fnatic are worried about the aggression out of North. They've sort of been reading the pattern here, and they're just even more defensive than they were a couple of rounds ago. No one's even on the pass. See, Golden is still in T-spawn. Crims up in the apartments wondering if anyone is going to sneak in. I think this is smart. I think this is what they should do. Like, don't give North the chance to sneak in a kill in any one of those aggressive skirmishes that they've been having. It's not worth it.
Yeah, you've got JW looking towards mid with Lekro as rifle support for the Yorpa in case the numbers game comes through from North, but North are just waiting. We hit the minute mark in time remaining, and fnatic looks to collect themselves and take the bomb towards A. Lekro will be staying top mid. He can try to cut off rotations, and he's got a smoke and a flash, so he can offer something towards the jungle position or even a fake towards B.
The only thing that could be messed up for fnatic here is if MSL puts the smoke down and they challenge it when they don't need to. If they commit too many grenades, and yeah, see MSL is putting it down there, they are going to try and run through it. He's going to get the 1, can't get the second, so a bit aggressive for fnatic, but they felt like it was time, and Golden will open up with 2 big kills, and I think that's enough to crack open the bomb site, so almost worked with the timing for MSL. If he had been 1 second earlier, I think that would have been maybe a double kill.
Yeah, that's one of the most fun things to watch on a force buy or eco round, where the people with the guns are expecting, they played around slow, and then you use that against them and use their own timing against them with the smoke grenades to force them to push through those smokes into a less than ideal situation. You're up close to the pistols, and then mayhem ensues. Great stuff to watch, and it's really complicated strategy to play as well. You don't see it so often, but when it comes off, it looks fantastic.
You see a little trick from Config jumping down on the ledge to make the sound like he was jumping down, and then back in the window again to sort of mask it. So anyone playing close to that connector would have thought that maybe he was different. That's a cool idea, but he did get red. So 5-3 moving into the 9th round. We've got the AWP on JW. I feel like we haven't even seen anything out of him, like anything near what we're used to seeing. Lekro's doing great, Golden's doing great, but imagine if JW starts to get fired up. That would be very bad for North.
Yeah, I think it's good for the fnatic psyche that the new chaps are leading the charge in this so far.
Yeah.
Lead by example, especially for Golden as well. So we've got North with the honest pistols that don't have the money to really invest anything in this round, so they'll try to bank on Bedlam. MSL boosted into position, which was an early gimmick when New Mirage came out. Quite different to old Mirage, and oh, AZ stealing that kill. They managed 2 kills out of this, and there goes Crims as well. AZ, can he pick up a weapon in this situation? No, he can't. Stuck in the corner, that's where he will lie. But that's a lot of damage done, considering they had no investment at all.
Oh, definitely worth it. 3 kills, and you're right, just no investment. So they're going to be happy about that. It's put a dent into the Swedes' economy. Now there's a bit of a timeout here, and we'll see how it works out. Scoreline is almost evened up, and I don't know, North, they can buy in this round, but it's not exactly great. They're going to miss some of the firepower that they had earlier in the AWP, so I'm wondering about that. But it's a technical timeout, not a tactical one, just to point that out. But this is going to be, it's going to be very interesting. I think one of the issues with being aggressive early when you're playing on the CT side as opposed to sort of later in that half is once you've done it, you force the other team to be very defensive, and then you can't really replay that again. Like, I think probably Fnatic are going to be fairly defensive for the rest of these rounds. So can North play the standard game against Fnatic when it's just rifles versus rifles? We don't really know that yet.
Yeah, and it's interesting, this situation where it's buy round, but you don't really have the best money, so you're limited in what you have, because normally in that situation, that's when you're going to get aggressive and try and say get an early pick or something, try and give yourself an advantage to make up for what you're lacking in that particular round. But because they've been so aggressive in the previous rounds, that's something that Fnatic will expect, and often you'll see teams adjust as the match goes on, and they may have a slow approach like they had in the anti-eco round Fnatic, and then it kind of ruins what you can do. It takes it away from you. So we can see who's leading the charge on the scoreboards at the moment. And again, Lecker and Golden having a good game so far, which is keeping the score close.
Yeah, that's really quite impressive, isn't it? And it's also maybe a bad omen for North that MSL is topping the ADR board there. Cajun close by, that's fine, but where's Config? Where's Valda? Where are all these young players that are supposed to be doing most of the work? James, they've gone missing.
I feel like for the longest time, Lecro was trapped in YouTube hell as well, where he's having all these outstanding performances in horrible situations. Maybe he has been demonetized as well, but all these great situations where he's deagling all kinds of plays and so on, but ultimately losing like 16-4 or something. So maybe this time round, he is going to have a much better time of things, and we will see some more explosive highlights from him, where they win some matches. Again, just one round away from North, but they have opportunity to take the lead soon, unless North's going to spin things around. It's been 3 rounds in a row for Fnatic, 4 from 5.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, I don't want to take anything away from Fnatic. I think they've been playing really good, especially I think when they've been in those tough 2 versus 4 situations. The fact that they've slowed down the pace and let North make the mistakes and then capitalize on them is great. I just don't understand how North are making the mistakes. Like, there's something missing there where I'm thinking a team as routine as North, they shouldn't be doing this. Like, they should be able to carry on and just play out 4v5s like it, or like 4v2s like it's nothing.
Here we go again, Config and AZ charging up that middle area. They're looking for that early pick, that early advantage. But after some initial grenades from Fnatic, Lecro's going to be keeping an eye on things, and Golden's rotating all the way around towards A. So we may have JW looking, moving up the underpass eventually. So Config and AZ, almost a spaghetti western the way they're standing in the middle.
Hopefully not going to be shooting at each other, but you never know. All right, now, this is a great setup, because if they flash the middle, then Config is going to be able to turn around. He'll remain unflashed, and then Cajun is also there. It's a good setup for everything except a default A execute, because that will leave every single one of those 3 players in the middle on the wrong side of the smoke wall, and then MSL will be alone. And not to try and discredit him, but that's a lot of firepower coming in from Fnatic on the other side, and it kind of looks like that's what the Swedes are doing. Oh, this could be very bad, James. I've got a bad feeling about this round from North's point of view.
Yeah, you have to wonder what kind of read Golden has. It seems to be the right one. JW is now moving towards the B bomb site, maybe looking for a pick. Valde's jumping, so he could take some pot shots there. The grenades are flying in, so I wonder, is he going to make a play through to the short position like we see from Virtus Pro on 4 spy rounds? That may come into play later on. 3 players moving up the ramp with Flusher on the high ground. MSL buying time because he is completely out of position as far as his teammates are concerned. He's got no support whatsoever.
No, he doesn't. Hear the bomb being planted. Crim's jumping up. Grenade in MSL's face. And North have got to wonder, can they even retake this? I mean, they almost lose this. Crim's continuing the spray and taking down MSL, but they're so far away. Config is rotating in through T-spawn. AC has to win this fight, or it's going to be all over. There's JW going down, so 4-on-4 for the retake.
2 players on ramp. Lecro's looking, I think, towards T-spawn. He's expecting Config on the flank. That's been taken away. Now the connector fight is coming in, and Cajun B's going to ultimately get traded. 3 versus 1. Valde doesn't have much options left, and the last one's taken away from him. Another round to Fnatic.
you have to wonder. Normally, when you do this kind of three-man mid setup, there's an expiration date on it, right? You stay there for 20 seconds. If nothing happens, you say, okay, that's it. You know, we're going to call it off. They were there forever. They only sort of realized that it wasn't going to be any kind of mid action when the A bombs had been lost, more or less. That's you said it. Golden. That's a great call out of him. Really well read.
Yeah, on the plus side for North, maybe the only plus at the moment, they're about to head towards maximum loss bonus, so they'll have a good buy next round, and it has afforded them some better pistols this time. The Deagle's coming out once again, some pot shots being taken, some good damage done, and maybe Cajun B can clean up. Golden will be going in first, though. Higher health player, smart stuff. Little decisions being made, but that can be the line between winning and losing a round.
Especially because two of them have taken a fair bit of damage. Oh my god, was he jumping with the Deagle? Poor Crims, didn't stand a chance. But ultimately, should be a great round here for the fnatic team. About to take 6 and take the round lead as well. It's a best of 1 here to decide if you're going to be playing Immortals live on TBS later tonight. And right now, Fnatic are looking like a team that's very determined to do that. If you had to guess that one of these teams had a player who had just come in from the airport, that's ridiculous, isn't it? You wouldn't have guessed that it was Fnatic right now. They're looking so good.
Yeah, it was perhaps a false start from them, but now they are roaring. 5 rounds in a row, 6 rounds from 7 for the Swedes. Golden looking golden. Someone has to do it. Why not be the first? Fnatic now in the lead.
It's good. You're right. We could build on that name.
There's a lot we can do with that.
Cajun going to be sneaking in close range with the AWP. The problem is he can't really unscope here because they'll hear him and they're right around the corner. So he actually has to stay scoped. Otherwise, he's going to give away the game. Lecro is right on the other side. Flusher going to be peeking in. He goes down and Cajun... Oh, what? He still takes down Lecro. That should not be happening.
AZ with a decision to make, the only person now on the A site, watching the cross towards the bomb site from the ramp and connector. Risk has to be taken. He's being very careful. Spots JW doing great damage. And that might give the game away as to what the remainder of Fnatic are doing. The bomb is in tow here. They're looking for an entry. But not quite going to find it. AZ just buying time, repositioning, not getting the frag onto Golden there. Config, though, will trade Golden down to the 2-on-2.
So important for Golden to win just one of those fights. He's got the double kill, he's already out of this round, but those 2 kills just might have been enough for his team. Valder and Config, normally you'd be very confident that they could win a round like this. They're such star players, but Fnatic, again, when it gets close, they slow it down. Now they're not doing anything. They want North to make the mistake, especially with JW low and with the AWP. This is really good play from Fnatic right now. Just give them a chance to make a big mistake, and 30 seconds here. North have to just remind each other, wait for the bomb plant. Sneaking in, Valder all the way to T-spawn with 20 seconds left. This could either be really genius or it could end very badly if Config goes down on his own, because then for sure Fnatic will know that the flag is going to come in. Config waiting. He's going to be able to hear the bomb now. JW already scoped up. Does he see anyone? Oh, he misses it, but Grenade might give it away. There comes Valder. And then the fire. Oh, he doesn't even fall over. He's just sat on his knees in the flames, James.
That is so unfortunate for JW. I think it's 4x3 problems that he doesn't see the player in the corner of the scope with 69, so we do.
Yes, that's an important point. I feel like...
Nice.
It would almost be worth it if the Go TV had notice in the corner sometimes, just showed you exactly how they play, because it does make a difference. 6-6. What do we credit that round to? I feel like Fnatic, they did almost everything right in that round.
Yeah, I like the slow approach, and it was, in a sense, it helped North, because when it was down to the 2-on-2, Valde was still deep in the B bomb site, so gave him time to rotate, but here we are, 6-6. Another buy for both teams, and AK onto the CT side as well. 3 players in mid now, Fnatic being very active here, very early on, changing the pace entirely.
Changing it so much that AC didn't even see it coming. Fnatic this time being the ones catching North off guard with early aggression. Definitely well played. Cajun falling back with a knife in his hand as they're right around the corner. That could have ended badly. Now Fnatic have the lead, and Crims is going to be picking off Config here, so 5 versus 3. Now I think North have to take a risk. I would say stack everybody in one bomb side and hope for the best.
Lecro still in connector. You can see Cajun B slowly rotating to support MSL. He's stuck in the A sites at the moment. So if this was a split, he would be in a lot of trouble. But for now, he can bide his time. Cajun B may have a look over towards that connector area. Now we've got Crims in the jungle position. And again, Valde is just on his own in B-Apps, essentially. So, again, it's a very late rotation. Some teams would choose to just commit the remainder of their team to one of these two sites, but instead, North again are going to split across both. Going to be spread very thin indeed. Valde can maybe come towards a short position, but can he come fast enough? MSL with a 3K! That is massive from him, leaving Valde alone. They know he's a B player. What can he do in this situation?
That's obscene with the FAMAS as well. Should never be happening.
French gun.
Yeah, but and in spite of that, it still works. Valde coming in now in a 1 versus 2. The bomb is already planted. This is one of those near unwinnable positions, especially because flusha has a Molotov. So if he even taps that bomb once, it shouldn't be defusable any longer. Valde sneaking close. flusha is there, goes for the fight, and now turning around. And Golden is right up there. Valde gonna tap the bomb and just hold it down. He's not faking it, Golden. Not quite sure. Valde, 1 more second, and he's gonna have the defuse. What an incredible 1 versus 2. He's gonna go down afterwards, but that is so frustrating. That was fnatic's round. We've seen North give a lot of rounds away, but it feels like this time fnatic should have been winning it. MSL, a massacre in that corner.
Yeah, that is a ridiculous performance from MSL. That is not going to happen every day, especially with a bloomin' FAMAS. That is bonkers. And I think when that second last kill came in, Valde heard the movement of Golden in the Palace position, and he knows that he can't stand there and hold the bomb, which is why he does stand there and hold the bomb, because it's basically suicide. And that's how he gets away with a defuse in that situation, putting North back in the lead.
Being very aggressive. He doesn't have much backup. AC's down in connector. Config gets the 1, but JW had snuck by, and you actually saw that Config was slightly aware of that early on, that there was someone else there, but didn't read the situation quite right and gets traded. That is not worth it.
Yeah, man down very early on for the CT side. So North have seemingly gone back to their standard for this particular match on the CT side, which is early aggression. Maybe trying to take the game away from fnatic in the dying round to the first half. Valde on the corner of B-Apps once again, and the bomb's rotating towards A, perhaps with the entire team in tow. Lekro has had a lot of presence in the middle area, but he will join him towards A as well. And they might have a read that North have been... they haven't had many personnel in the A site when these pushes have come in. They've had a lot of people in the middle area and elsewhere, but it's often been MSL on his Jack Jones.
If they Molotov MSL, he has a smoke to cancel it, and it could be a very weird fight for fnatic where they have to try and sort of guess where he is inside the smoke, and you don't want to spend too much time really doing that. So yeah, here's flusha with the Molotov coming down. Now how quick is MSL going to be to cancel it out, or will he do it at all? He's just hiding in the corner. He sees them walking in, and there's a good shot. Molotov not covering enough. Another double kill for MSL. So they had the right idea, fnatic. They just couldn't execute it all the way. Valde is miles away though, and JW turning around, expecting a flashbang. Going to get down by Cajun, who picks up another couple of kills with the FAMAS. That's around for North. James, I've been meaning to ask you, can you make the FAMAS work? I feel like it's only 1 in 1,000 Counter-Strike players that can actually get any kills at all with the FAMAS.
I can use French guns, of course I can.
All right.
Absolutely.
I distrust it. It doesn't work for me at all.
Yeah, the burst fire doesn't work in this game, but I can use FAMAS. I can use FAMAS. Often have to use it on cache.
All right then.
In the middle area.
Well, Cajun does a fine job, and I mean, since the changes to the UMP, we've been seeing it creep back in the game a bit more.
Yeah, I think the range superiority is showing its worth. But we have to give credit to MSL. He's got a number of multi-frags in situations where he should have at most 1 kill. So he's really helped his team win a few of these extra rounds at the end of the first half. And it is the last round here in the first half for both these teams. And they both have a good buy. So maybe we'll see a lot of action from them. No early kills in mid this time, which is rare. 2 players moving through the underpass. And there's a nasty surprise in tow.
Yes, there is. No. Check it as well. That's fantastic. But then they line up for AZ. So not the best follow-up to what would have been a great opening for the fnatic team.
It's really interesting. They had the player on the fence looking down, and have got a player in connector to support him, but then he's looking down, and then he's looking top mid, gets killed while he's looking away, so...
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. I mean, that must be very frustrating if you're config going down early because of that timing. Lekro, not expecting AZ to be there. That's the 3rd kill for AZ, but he is almost out of the round here. JW and Crims. Surely this is one of those rounds where North have remembered the other 3 or 4 rounds they've lost to being too aggressive, and they just calmed down. There's AC picking up the 4th kill, and now Crims going for it. Cajun gonna deny the ace, but it will be 9-6 in favor of North at the end of the half. And honestly, this is a very open game all of a sudden.
Yeah, but we will find out if it will be a 12-6 or a 9-9 after the break. Stay tuned, we'll be back soon. Welcome back. We are here live in Atlanta, and it is the battle of the in-game leaders. Both have been key players for their sides. Golden leading the charge on the T side, and MSL defending in very horrible situations and putting up a good score. Multi-frags have been important and definitely helped North have a 9-6 lead here, moving into the second half.
Yeah, it feels like it could have been much worse. I could have seen a sort of 12-3 type finish for North, except that some of the rounds just got way too spicy, and they ended up fighting, 2 versus 4s where they kept peeking fnatic. And credit to fnatic, they kept all of those rounds very cool. They fought their way out. They got 6 rounds. I think they're in a great position now. Second half pistol is always interesting, and we'll see how it plays out here. Crims with the grenade in the kit, taking one for the team.
Yeah, 9-6 to pistol's always crucial. You lose that pistol, if you're fnatic, you're facing a 12-6 scoreline, and that is not a good situation to be in. So maybe some extra pressure on the Swedes in this situation. MSL keeping an eye on things top mid, while the numbers just charge through the lower area. Not hiding the fact. Look at this movement. They've gone all the way into A, but it's a fake, it's a lie.
Oh, this is an insane strategy out of North. We're going to have to replay this later. MSL will get the kill on Golden, but that smoke was thrown from AC all the way over at the B hallways. He threw it over the entire map to create that wall that could let them into the window. This is the ultimate next level coming out of North right now. They've lost Golden already on the fnatic side. Lecro getting a great headshot. Now they have to get back up and pick up the bomb. But Config's waiting. That was that smoke that allowed him to get in here. Now he's just buying time and being a big distraction. With the Glock still in hand, Valde going to make his way down and put that bomb down. It's 3 versus 4, but this is a mad pistol round.
This is great stuff, and they've chosen fnatic to try and take out Config, who's entertaining both Crims and JW, and they've managed to do it, but only in a trade. Now it's 3 versus 2. They've lost time. Crims still has the kit, but that's about all that's going for fnatic in this situation. Though they do have the range as well. The range closed there by Cajun B. He's just waiting to punish a peak in that situation. And now it's Crims. They know where he is. 3 versus 1. How does he make this work? Tagging, but not fragging. Cajun B with the last kill there. A great pistol round from North.
We need a breakdown later on of exactly this round. That is, it works on so many levels. One thing is that smoke going down. If it's a regular round, maybe you stop to think, I might not be, full commit. But in a pistol, people usually don't use smokes to fake with at all because they're not going to have more than 1 or 2. So throwing them away randomly doesn't really seem to make much sense. And North, either they completely, I mean, MSL just mentally defeated fnatic in this round. That's incredible.
Really nice stuff from North, and I always say that they're such a great team to watch. Just for those of you at home, just to learn how to isolate players, how to take map control. So many things you can learn, positioning, all kinds of stuff, supporting your players, flashing for your teammates. So much stuff you can learn from watching MSL in particular when he's got grenades on the T side, and the whole team, a team who are moving into the A side. But what can they do about flusha? He's up closer to CZ. He loves himself at CZ. They're pushing for a smoke. That's one man down. flusha, though, he's got so many places to look. Can he find a second? He can. Big stuff from flusha.
Is he live for that long? MSL will get 2 in return, and Cajun following in. At least there's some sort of refragging coming in here from the North side, but that was almost too much. 2 kills and staying alive for another 15 seconds here. Bomb will be going down. They can't quite stop it. And now Lekr and Crims in CT spawn. Can they pounce at the same time? MSL not looking the right way, and he's going to get dropped. So now it's on Cajun here. 1 versus 2. Going to be creeping in with the AK-47. He knows he has to take the fight a bit early. He can't really let them isolate him up here, and he's going to go down. Another round that fnatic pick up that maybe they shouldn't. How much longer can this keep up, James? I feel like fnatic are they're getting away with a lot right now.
Yes, that is a crucial round for fnatic because, again, you lose that pistol, you're looking at 12-6. And that's a shame for North because after such a great pistol round, they lose the force buy from fnatic and they are pretty much back to square one. So we will see a tight round from both sides. The AKs are coming up for North, but there's an AK on the CT side as well.
You get the sense sometimes, because North in that round had put down the 2 smokes, one at the top of the stairwell and the other one towards jungle. And I think sometimes when you're playing on the T side, you feel sort of a pressure of pushing through, you know, the CT smoke when you've put your own smokes down. You feel like, we have to go because we don't have any more grenades, so we have to commit to the fight. And this time, that cost them dearly. Now, we'll see what they can do.
Quick note, Valde dropped a 3rd AK for his team, so he is Desert Eagle, which has been thrown by somebody else, and no Kevlar whatsoever. So he may be the sacrificial lamb in this situation to give them a fighting chance to take this round. And who better than MSL to start things off?
Doing a very good job so far. Grenade going to do a bit of damage to JW, who's now hiding in the corner. They don't have any Molotovs to get rid of him, so at least there is that. The bomb is making its way up. AZ's currently in Tetris waiting. MSL not checking the corner. That's going to cost him. Config's got 1 on Golden. It's still a 2 versus 3, but I feel like this battle's all over the place. AZ getting the headshot, stepping out just at the right time. And that leaves Lekr stuck in the corner. They've got 50 seconds. They don't actually have to. If they know where he is, as soon as they find out, they could just run to B if they wanted to.
Lekr, he's got a deagle, but he also has an AK-47, and he's really good at just snapping your face off whenever you appear on his screen. He knows where 2 of the 3 players are, and that's the bomb stuck in that Tetris position. And there goes Cajun B. Lekr, we've seen it so many times. Has he heard Config coming from the back? He's got cover. He can get the 1 versus 1. He seems to know where both players are. There goes Config. 1 versus 1. 15 HP for Lekr. Coming out with the flashbang. So close, but not quite. AZ will prevail for North, keeping them in the lead. Lekr so dangerous when he's on his own.
That really looked like he was the one controlling that entire fight. They all had to sort of stay in his orbit and just try and stay alive. That was so well played. And to keep your cool in that situation, not only do you get the kill in apartments, but then, as you mentioned, immediately he thinks there could be someone flanking. Maybe that's why they're waiting. Maybe that's why they're not pushing me. They're setting up for a 3-way crunch. That was so well played. You have to feel bad that he didn't win that last one.
Yeah, being in Lekr's orbit, you'll often burn in the atmosphere, but
yes.
AZ manages to survive.
11-7, and we're moving into the 19th round here. And it is, I mean, it's not the first time. Maybe I shouldn't be surprised any longer, but I still always feel like it's a bit weird to see MSL opening up rounds, you know, getting multiple frags on the board and all of those things. It's always a bit interesting. He's got 17. I guess Cajun is caught up at 17 as well, and then Lekr 17, 18 on Golden on the other side. Again, came off a plane just 3 hours ago, Golden. Doing just fine.
The scout is out on JW, and the rest have got pistols. Smoked off very early on. Now, we've seen some players throw Molotov, some CT snipers throw Molotov when they expect that smoke to come down to give them a gap, but doesn't really yield much results, and obviously fnatic don't have the money for it in this particular situation, but something to look out for in general. Not a good start for North, and that might be a lost weapon, AZ in the window.
It's a massive grenade put out in the beginning by JW. There is still 1 on Lekr, so Fnatic have really bought sort of the minimum possible here, but they're making good use of it. There's that recovered AK-47 picked up. I think they're swapping the Scout and the AK around on the other players now. MSL keeping close with the UMP, but he's going to go down. That one AK, and JW picks up a double kill with it. Finally going to get dropped by Valda, but that might be just a bit too late here. 2 versus 4. The bomb right in front of Valda. Fnatic, are they going to be the ones to make a mistake now? If they just hold this one close, should be able to make it work. Valda somehow is allowed to sneak in on Lecro. I can't explain why.
I can only assume he was looking at the radar because I don't know how he reacts so slowly in that situation when he's got such an advantage. 3 versus 2, but North are very exposed almost anywhere they try to plant. If they go for an inverse plant, it would be suicide. Molotov flying through, but KGB's got to hold the angle. More grenades coming out. He'll flash one player, but there are 2, and he'll be distracted. And there we go. There is the round for Fnatic. It was a difficult plant for North, but I think the gun had to come out there for KGB, but obviously we have more information than he does. 8 rounds for Fnatic.
A lot of trading early on in the second half. It's always a bit weird when this happens. When you get close like this, when the T side gets bomb plants, you know they're going to be incentivized to keep buying. They know the CT economy is not that great, and if they can win this back and forth, eventually they're going to break the economy. So yeah, they will have gone for the buy. And the Fnatic economy, it's not as bad as I was maybe thinking. I thought, oh, there we go, a little bit of a buy coming in at the end. So yeah, they're all very close towards the bottom here.
Valde's dropped an AK again for a teammate, so smart stuff. You don't see that often enough in situations like this. MSL on config, top mid, bomb in tow. AZ and Cajun B, 2 players towards A would suggest that ultimately they will be headed towards the A site. Cajun B and Palace, and AZ on the low ground. JW in the window once again, but the Scout's being replaced by an M4. Crim's picked off though towards Connector.
Good opening for Cajun. Did spot one in the window. Valda feeling like he can lead the charge with the C-set. He's not too afraid of going down. He knows it's just the pistol hiding inside the smoker's flusher. Can he save his team? This isn't easy with the UMP. Cajun picking up a second kill, and that leaves it in a 5 versus 3 here. And Golden, he doesn't really have a lot. They're already putting down the bomb. They're controlling almost everything here. This is great stuff for North.
Golden with an early pick, and that will probably commit them to this retake. Lecro joining them in CT, so they can bank on the fact that North will also be covering the other angles and just try and barrel into the site, but Valde's coming in from the back, and the first person he's going to see is JW with all of 5 HP. There he is. There he was. There he goes. Another round for North. So the back and forth has, well, it continues. No one has won a consecutive round in this half just yet. So, but I mean, Fnatic are running out of rounds to force buy. So at some point, they're going to have to say, lads, we need a full buy here.
Well, just because of how the economy of the game is, it's generally harder to keep doing this on the CT side. And as we're saying that, they have bought. This is madness, James. I'm not on board. I want off this Fnatic ride. I would have said save it, go for something different, but they've done it.
Indeed, they have, and it looks like North may have a different variation of the previous round. AZ and MSL towards A very early on. Cajun B more passive on this occasion, and perhaps North have to identify what Fnatic are doing in this particular round. Are they eco, which would suggest a double eco, or which they may not feel like they can afford now, or are they force buy? Time will tell. Maybe it has, with JW being picked off. 1 minute 20 for North. They've still got most of their utility, lots of Molotovs as well, so they can continue their slow approach.
North being very defensive in this round, and that really seems to be paying off. You could see the Fnatic are sort of moving a lot on that minimap. They really want some sort of engagement, and they're just not finding it right now. Only one to go down so far is JW, but now it looks like a bit of a late mid-control here coming out of North, and I don't see any way that Fnatic can really stop that. Once the smokes go down in middle here, they sort of have to respect that, I feel like.
Mid is not the best place to be on an anti-eco, anti-force buy because the CTs can come from a number of places and it's hard to cover them all. 35 seconds left, and you may start to get worried about what North are planning here, but maybe all these smokes don't really tell the CTs if they're going to A or B, and Fnatic are split between the 2 sites, so that's something North have in their favor. And now we've got a 4-man push of the B bomb site, but 20 seconds left. There's a flashbang in tow.
Golden, that's the bomb down. Luckily, Cajun does get the refrag now. Everything is on Lecro. He's close range with the Deagle. He's already fired it, and that's a bit of a problem. 7 seconds left, and Cajun is running in. They can't put the bomb. I think they've run out of time here. This is ridiculous. How did they give up this round? You're going to have to help me out, James. This is too much.
Yeah, I mean, pushing with 20 seconds left. Again, we spoke earlier on about if the team with a force buy or an eco have a smoke and they're trying to delay you and trying to break your timing, that can be a problem. So when you play an anti-eco, anti-force buy that slowly, it can bite you in the bum, and it definitely did in that situation. Again, the middle area, it's very difficult to deal with when you're the person with the guns in that situation. Well, it's not the best place to be. They had the split, but again, just not enough time on the clock for error correction.
Aggressive push coming out. Cajun almost getting the double. They know that flusher is up there, so they don't really have to fight him that much. And AZ's just buying time and maybe also attracting a bit of attention here. They are rotating the bomb in, and Golden goes down, so now a lot of trouble for flusher. He does have the AK, though. At least he can still get the headshots, and there's Conflict making noise, and eventually he's going to win the fight, jumping with, as he said.
Yeah, that was interesting. AZ's move up to the ramp, he knew that there was a player in Palace because he killed his teammate. He saw the grenade flying over from the jungle position, so he knew where 2 of the 3 players were. And you might say, well, why don't they go towards B? But there is an argument. The players you do know versus the players you don't. You have no idea where Lecro is on the map, and they have the numbers advantage and the weapons advantage as well. And it works out for them. Lecro admiring his UMP, just trying to hold on to what little that they have. fnatic are going to be reset once again. Still not a single consecutive round in this half. And it's not often this goes on for this long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rounds, and not one is consecutive. That's quite fun for us. Not necessarily for fnatic.
It's not the kind of strike that we're used to seeing, and it does terrible things to the CT side economy. They're going to be in such a mess. I mean, something that I would have looked forward to for fnatic on the second half is I would have said at least they have the advantage of having JW and the terror that he can be in the middle, controlling so much of the map, but they're just never going to have the money for it. This is slightly outrageous. I'm wondering if this can keep up for much longer. And what's really almost depressing again from fnatic's point of view is they just won that big round where time runs out for North, and then North just buy anyway and run right through them on the A-bomb side. Like, that's depressing, isn't it? Yes,
and what is huge for North is they survived with, I think, 4 players in that previous round, which means if they are to lose this round, they will have money for more AKs for a round like last round.
Yeah.
Next round. Whereas fnatic don't really have much to fight with, so this may be curtains for them. They are on the cusp of double figures, but I mean, pretty much every force buy has been won so far in this half, so perhaps it will continue.
Yeah, it's hard to argue against this buy for fnatic. It seems like, at least for this particular best of 1, it's working out. We've got flusher close to the smoke. That grenade is beautiful. Look at the damage on MSL and Cajun. That's a lot of return on that investment. And he's just going to be falling back, and flusher does, at least historically, have a reputation as being one of the most lethal CZ players of all time, so maybe he can make it work. The Molotovs, though, he doesn't have a smoke to cancel it. He has to go and fight. The flashbang is in. He gets a headshot on Config, taking him down, but Valda helping out. And that's looking a little bit worse here for the fnatic team. Crims and Lecro left.
MSL now with the AWP. Less than 10 HP, but he's got 2 players in tow. They've got the man advantage, they've got the weapon advantage. Crims on the Deagle, Lecro with the UMP. Again, it has worse damage at range now. Not as good as it used to be. And there's Crims dispatched of in the minigun of Cajun B. Lecro have a lot to do. This time he doesn't have a Deagle, but he can see it. But I'm sure he'll stay with the UMP for the time being. Better against multiple opponents, better against the unknown. North not wanting to make any mistakes. They've got the numbers for trading situations, for error correction.
It's for the first time ever we've seen them do this slowdown instead of looking aggressively for the fight. So this is a welcome change, in my opinion. They will eventually obviously have to go for the bomb plant, and Lecro not spotted immediately. He's allowed quite far into the bomb site before anyone's going to take notice. And North just falling back, waiting for him to get closer. He does have a smoke, so you're always hoping for that smoke diffuse. There's a headshot on 1, and now it's got interesting if he could just get it down, but MSL will be there with the AWP. Seems to be able to do everything these days. That could have worked. I think there was a chance for him to win that 1 versus 2.
Definitely was, but unfortunately, I don't think he knew where MSL was in that situation. I'm sure he didn't. And there we go, 14-9. Promising game for Fnatic, but it has been slipping away from them for a while. So many... It's just so weird how we got to this score where one team is closing in on it, because it's just been a constant trade of rounds. Very bizarre stuff, but indeed, North holding all the cards now. They've got all the chips. And Fnatic, it's a chip in a chair. They're pretty much all in every round at this point.
Yeah, they can't really do anything else. This is... I can't remember the last time I've seen such a... I say poor CT side, but I mean, literally in terms of money, just completely bankrupt almost every single time. It's JW with no chance to get an AWP. I mean, it's just very strange altogether. 14-9 here. Valde looking to take a fight. He's been taking this fight a lot for a underpass into window. Has to be careful it doesn't become too predictable, because I've seen him do it at least 4 times now.
Yeah, it's quite an awkward fight for the CTs, especially when they're ill-equipped. So he might just be trying to take some liberties with the situation they had. And if Fnatic are to lose this map, then it's frustrating because they don't really get to show what they can do on the CT side for the reasons you mentioned earlier. Nice Molotov from the CTs to try and harass, try and cause some problems, but everyone's alive. 45 seconds, JW first to get picked off. Pasha starting through the smoke, almost perfect timing, but AZ's ready for it. Nice second kill from him as well.
They knew that Crims was on there because he already got the kill towards the connector, so Config there to close out Lekro. Leaves Golden on the other side. Right now, North looking for match point here. Just need 1 more kill. And the economy is so heavily in the favor of them right now. I don't know what Fnatic can do to get back. That's Config with a triple. It's more what we're used to seeing out of him. And he's slowly climbing the scoreboard, trying to get up to the rest of the team. 15-9. This is, I mean, even in spite of all of this, losing 3 in a row, they still don't have the money, James. I don't know what to say.
It is a difficult CT half for Fnatic, to say the least. It is a timeout, a tactical timeout from Fnatic at the moment, just trying to figure out what they can possibly do with what little they have, which is about $2,500 per person on average. So,
how many force buys did they win? They won 3 of them, right? So once you've won the first 1 or 2, it's, I guess it is tempting. Like, you almost trick yourself into continuing to do it because it seems like it's working, and then you end up in this situation.
Yeah, I mean, winning every second round when you are 4 rounds behind after the pistol isn't favourable for you, unfortunately. So we've got a scout onto JW, Crims on the UMP, everybody else pistols, Flusher, of course, on the CZ. A lot of work for Fnatic to do in this situation. Valde super passive in the apartments, not wanting to overextend. 5 smokes down around the map at the moment.
Whole middle is just completely smoked off. JW did get a shot in with the scout and almost took down MSL. But now the mid control is in. And Golden might be the only one who can hold it right now. If he goes down in ladder room, they almost automatically lose the window as well, which you can tell even by these positions they nearly have. And Flusher on a bit of an adventure here.
Yeah, Cajun B was keeping an eye out for this until maybe 3 seconds before Flusher emerged. Nice to see the CS mines moving like that, figuratively and literally. Flusher continues his advance, and that may allow Fnatic to keep plays over towards the B bomb site. However, there are 3 players around connector. MSL and Config, are they moving towards short? They are. Golden's around the ladder position. He may have just spotted someone. The bomb's in tow. This could get awkward for North. Config gonna lead the charge at high pressure. Oh man, 2 headshots, goodbye. Decapitations around the ladder room.
That's beautiful. Golden doing so much work for this team. Flusher getting the kill on AZ as well. Necro goes down, but the bomb is still all the way in the ladder room. These two... Oh! What is happening? JW, an out of this world shot, taking down next to last player for North. It's just Valder, and another drop shot comes in. JW.
Why not?
How can it be real?
That's not supposed to work anymore. Oh man, what a round of headshots. This is so disgusting. I'm so pleased with it right now. This is straight porno, man. Jeez Louise.
Can we be even broadcasted? Is it because have we gone past the point?
We need some rated 18. Oh my god, that was delicious. That was delicious.
JW's only got 12 kills in this game, but those two last ones, I think, almost makes up for it, at least in style points. So right on the edge, they bring the North train to a bit of a halt. fnatic now charging in. That's flusha taking down Valder, and they spot out Config as well. So whatever North were sort of planning now, they've got to wonder, is it still worth it? MSL sneaking through the smoke seemed like an unreasonable risk, and he does get punished for it. 4 versus 3 here. fnatic fighting for overtime.
Lecro may be in the position... Okay, Config is slowing down. In that first frag, the bomb was spotted on A ramp, so it seems North completely aborted their idea, and maybe MSL will turn into a sacrificial lamb. Being caught in connector suggests the A split while the bomb is, in the meantime, rotating. And now it may be down to AZ, who's still in the Palace position, to try and offer a fake, although Config's looking for an entry if he can find it. Where he's crouching now is a blind spot for many normal positions for the CTs, but he's continuing beyond that point. And there he is. His face has been completely removed by Lecro, John Travolta style. 2 versus 4. There may be hope yet for fnatic.
Cajun now in a 1 versus 4. Looking to do a bit of damage. Maybe get the bomb down if he can for his team and secure that bonus. He's scoped up in the right corner and he sees it. Very patient for Cajun. It's actually one of the things that he's very good at, especially against other AWP players. He's usually very patient with that kind of shoulder peeking. Still in a 1 versus 3. They're going to be boosting up, down towards Catwalk. That's very smart for the peek, and Crims will get the kill. So, there it is.
It's really important for fnatic that they survive with 3 players and can steal away an AWP if needed. JW's got one already, because both teams had no money in this situation. Oh, that is the cutest thing. I mean, a TV in the wall, that's just great stuff, man.
Have to love it. That's adorable. Please, more tweets like that.
Is that a 4x3 TV? Is that a TV?
It is.
What is that?
Could be, I don't know. Maybe we'll get a follow-up tweet. I would love to know. Maybe it could have been a fireplace. Though.
Yeah, maybe one of the guard things. It looked like a TV, man. I don't know.
I like
anyway.
the face-off reference, though. Someone could do a remake of that, but with the new iPhones that, you know, so you can log into your phone. That have a new application.
You're a genius.
Someone steals John Travolta's phone.
You're a genius.
They need his face.
Tell the guys who made Sharknado, I bet they'll make that as well.
I look forward to it. I definitely do. Well, this game, James, it's out of control, and so is Cajun charging in behind the Molotov, and with not that much backup because the rest of his team don't really have much. He's the one with the AK-47, and he's going to try and jump Golden. They lose the AK. That might have actually been worth it from fnatic's point of view, and especially with that follow-up from flusha.
Yeah, Golden was unlucky because his Molotov didn't quite land on the stairs, which gave them a gap to go past it and then snap him from around the corner. 1 AK on MSL and 2 pistols. This is a boost which is becoming more common at present. Great to see new things happening on older maps.
You know, I do want to point out, there is actually a glitch in the map that means you can sit on the corner where they boost there. That little arch where the connector is, you can sort of get stuck on that, but no one ever uses it. Maybe they're more professional than I would be in this situation. MSL has managed to sneak in. I'm not sure why he has the AK-47 when he has 9 health. I mean, he's been playing well, and maybe this is the reason why. Taking down Crims, I would have said give it to Config. He's got body armor and just give him the deagle.
Oh, we've got a massive duel. They're both running with knives. Like, that's very, very awkward indeed. Oh dear, it's a team kill. What the hell's going on? Oh, fnatic, they seem so far away from this match, but they have been given multiple lifelines. It is like a game show, and they may be millionaires after this.
I can't believe it. How does it come down to that? You know, we do like to talk about the very tactical rounds, but a round like this, as you said, running with knives out, shooting your teammates in the head, and then losing the bomb.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Maybe North just, I don't know. I don't know what's going on there anymore.
This is a bizarre half of Counter-Strike.
Yes. Yeah, one of those strangest I think we've seen for just a very long time.
3 players start in A for fnatic. Very different to the first half where MSL was often in isolation, but Golden and Crims will be focusing on connector. Lots of smokes around there. Don't want to gamble too much. Config is close, and he could get flattened by MSL.
fnatic's so aggressive in here. North have already done so much to put them back in. Golden actually gets a kill and a second as well before it's returned by MSL, who's now a bit worried. There's a second player in connector. That's Crims. That's so frustrating for North. They put all their Molotovs interconnected to try and push them back, and fnatic just kept pushing. Now, Cajun and Valda have to try and fight it back, and the bomb is all the way in middle here. Seems unwinnable at this point in time. They do push it out, but Valda's gone down. Oh, sorry, Cajun and then Valda to follow. JW with a great double kill in that round, 13-15. Listen, if regulation is this odd, James, how bizarre will it get when you get to overtime? I wonder. Is it going to get even worse?
It's going to get perverse, and I can't wait to see it. Golden with 26 kills at the moment. He is up there, as is MSL. This is really enjoyable to watch. North running out of cash, going to buy 4 smoke grenades and 2 flashbangs. So I'm very curious to see what they have in mind. Now they're heading towards the B bomb site, and they could go for the wall of smokes in the short position, try to isolate some players, leave some people far back to throw the late flashes as they jump out the window. Could put a smoke towards balcony as well. A lot of things they can do here. It looks like MSL's going to bounce one off the wall, so it is going to be the wall of smokes towards short, but where will it get them?
Lekro should be smoked off. He's going to try and push through and help out, Golden will, to help out Lekro. He's hiding in the back. He sees the smoke, but Config, a ridiculous jump to take down Lekro. And Golden out in the open. He's taking the fight, gets a headshot as well. Sublime play coming in from him, and now it's Cajun trapped behind the truck in a 1 versus 4 with a deagle in his hand. He does get one on JW, but they just have to leave him alone. Don't fight him. There's no point. The bomb is far away. Don't give him the chance. Golden's so aggressive. But it does give him a triple kill. That's 15-14, and I don't know what's happening. This jump is just so dirty, isn't it? That
is positively disgusting, and it is last chance saloon for North after that round. It was an eco round for them. They've got a full buy on all the players. So some last-minute tactics before they try to avoid overtime.
It's a lot of small details in that round, because the 2 smokes that go down towards short where Golden was holding, he has a very fast decision that he has to make, right? Because if he runs through, it could be that they're in the apartments waiting for him. So when he comes out, they're shooting him from the window. But if he doesn't, then Lekro's alone. So it's not an easy decision to make. I would say, I would have guessed that from Golden's point of view, being a new player, having just flown in, and leading the team and everything else, that's actually where I would expect the mistakes to come out from his point of view. You know, it'd be forgivable if he made a mistake there, but he just wrecked them.
Yeah, he seemed sharp. He was facing short in the smoke backwards, waiting for those flashbangs to come in so he could go in afterwards and support his teammate. Double AWPs for fnatic, and they've left an M4 in spawn, so if there's a rotation required, they can go and swap it out later on. Crims and Flusher more active, more forward in the A site, with JW looking towards mid at the moment. Molotov will not stop Cajun B. He's waiting for a CT to jump past so he can shoot him. When he puts his crosshair to the left, it's for the jump on the box, which is very risky for CTs to do. I like the aggression here from Cajun B.
He does not want to play overtime, hoping that he could get the opening frag and maybe start the round like that. But fnatic been very defensive over at the B bomb side. Not really giving much away. Over at the A side, though, things are a bit interesting. Flusher down on the site like that, and Crims nearby, but if this is a normal A execute, it could get very bad, I think, especially for Flusher.
40 players headed in that direction, looking to line up their smoke grenades. Interestingly, when the nades used to be thrown from around the corner where Cajun B is, from the connector, top of connector stairs, you can throw a Molotov into this position. NIP used to throw double high explosive grenades over there. Yeah. But grenades are mostly thrown from around the corner now, so less effective. They come streaming in. Again, Flusher might be in a one and done spot. He does have support from Crims though.
JW's rotating in with the AWP towards CT spawn as well. Flusher goes down. MSL with a run and gun. AK-47. North want to close this out. It's a leg shot and up on the bomb. And it's not going to be enough to take him down. Config will get Crims. If he could have stopped the bomb plant there, JW, that might have been enough. But now it's 5 versus 2. And for once, I don't think North are going to give it up here. Cajun will take down JW, and Lekro now sneaking in 1 versus 5. There's almost no way AZ will give him a chance. Going into the middle, Lekro spotting it out. That's a second kill on to Config. And finally, it's the end. 16-14 in favor of North. They're going to play live on TBS against Immortals, but what an absolutely grotesque game it was.
a struggle for both sides, but they take it over the line, and that was a great execute from North at the end. And if you saw Crims's position around the corner of the smoke, they even had a Molotov just in case someone was there to force him out and isolate any players on the site. So despite how difficult it was, no lack of attention to detail towards the end there for North, and that attention